job. Okay, so let's now jump into today's agenda. Can you help me? What is today's agenda? Anybody?
Sir, it's data science.
Wow, thanks. Who was it? I want to know the name.
Thorough, sir.
Okay, great.
Using wine
Thanks.
review analysis.
Okay. What? Anything else? Before heading to directly to the problem statement, I believe there was something else. I have gone through the mail and I see that it was mentioned that we are going to have something around setting up environment. Do you know what that means? What is environment in Python? Why is it required? Anything? Any idea? We'll try to finish it quickly because we have things lined up for today. So we'll again you start using chat from now. Okay, and I want response from everyone. Please be active in the chat. Do you know what environment is and why is it used? Yes, no, type anything. Whatever your answer is, type it. And let me know if you're able to view my screen. Sandeep says no. Okay. Okay. So why environment and what is environment? Environment is like I'm going to explain it in like a layman term, and I will try to make sure that everybody is understanding after this discussion. You know what environment is and why is it required, the importance of it. Okay, so let's say you are building a project and you have, let's say, 10 dependencies like Pandas. There is one library called Pandas. Data science, it is a very important library. Matplotlib, NumPy. There are n number of libraries that you are going in one particular individual project. Okay, and now let's say you want to start a new project. The old project is done. You are like working on new project now, but your system will have all the dependencies, all the libraries that you have installed for your project number one. And there are scenarios, let's say there was a version of Pandas that you are working with, but you have installed, you need to install a new library for your project number two, which is not compliant with the Pandas version that you had already. And you can be working, there is not, it hardly ever happens that you are working on one single project at a single point of time. So what you do, you keep on installing all the libraries and your system will explode as in it will just pile up all the libraries in one single folder. So to tackle these kind of problems, what we do is we create environment. What environment is, just like we say environment of a plant, environment of an animal, similar to that we have environment of a project. What happens in an environment of an animal or a plant? Everything that is required for that particular plant or the animal or the entity is available in that environment. In case of plant, it can be sunlight, it can be water, it can be fertilizer, it can be soil, it can be a number of stuff. In terms of environment in here in Python, that means all the dependencies, all the requirement we require for that particular specific project, right? So this is environment. If I take it an example, take it like you have your house, right? House is like your computer. Within a house you can have multiple rooms. One can be kids room, one can be guest room, one can be your gaming room, one can be kitchen, one can be parents room. There are n number of rooms in your house, right? Similar to that, we have n number of rooms, n number of environment in here. And every environment will have all the requirements which you are going to install. Let's say you have a gaming room. Within gaming room, what do you want? You need TV, you need sofa, proper like all the requirements that you have all of it in that particular environment. And whatever you have in your kitchen is not available in your dining area. In kitchen you make food, in dining area you eat food. You can have similar thing in both the environment, but they are unique in itself and they are not conflicting in itself. There is restriction in that like two environment, they are not colliding with each other. What happens is when you are trying to deploy a project, this kind of problem happens, and you need to have a separate environment for individual product or individual project. Okay, okay. Atharv says you can set up your own libraries and dependencies without affecting system Python. Yes, you can, but it is not about just system Python. It is like, let's say you have project one which has dependencies on uh, libraries A, B, and C, and you have another project number two, which has dependencies on project number X, Y, Z. But dependency number X does not go with dependency number C. So in that case, you won't be able to install and you won't be able to work on project number second, right? Because they are conflicting with each other. And if you have its requirement is just like that. If you have dependency number C, you cannot have dependency number X. You cannot install it because they are conflicting in each other. So what do we do in this case? We create a separate environment. We create a separate room in your house, and we have things dedicated to that particular. Say you have one new member in your house, you create a separate room for that person. Whatever that person need is available in his room, right? Example, you can have bed in multiple rooms. Similarly, you can have same library in multiple environment, depending upon what is the requirement of that particular project which you are running in a particular environment, right? So this is the importance of environment, and this is very critical. You should be knowing how to handle the environment, because that is very important when you are working on multiple projects. That is very, very important, and you should start working on controlling the environment, because that is something that is going to stay with you a little longer, right? Any question on the environment part? Then we are going to run we are going to jump on the implementation part of it. If you have any question, please put it in the chat. No? Okay, great. So how we create this environment? Till now we were discussing why it is required. Now we will be discussing how do we create the environment. To start with, uh, I guess, I don't know if you guys have heard of it or not. There is something called Anaconda. Let me.
Yes.
Okay, so there is
Yes.
something. Have you heard of it? Anaconda.
Yes,
So
sir. I'm.
Anaconda is a, yeah. We'll mute ourselves and we'll use chat for now. Okay, then. No worries. Yeah. Okay. So why use Conda environment when we have Python environment control? Okay, very good question. So why we use Anaconda? Anaconda is simply a software which gives you control, which gives you control to handle the environment. You can have multiple environment in the group. If I say, so these are the list of, like now if you see at my screen, these are the list of environment that are existing in my system at this point of time. I can use any of it. There are multiple projects that I am handling. There is one base. Base is the base Python environment, base Python that you are having. Apart from them, this is one environment I am having. This is another one that I am handling. This is another one, and all the environment have some different dependencies installed. And I do not want what I am using in here in this environment, graph CNV. I don't want this environment to conflict with my another environment called agent env. I do not want that conflicting. That's why I have created separate environments for different projects. Fine. And if you want to install everything in my base as in the Python home environment, if you are installing everything in here, what do you think? What is going to be the size of your base? As soon as you start adding the library, they are taking a space in your system, and you cannot. If you are done with one environment, you can delete it. What do you think? You will delete the base environment every time? If after every project you will delete the base, like you will uninstall the Python and then you will install again? Do you think that is a very efficient way? That's why we create an environment for one individual product, one individual project, and once we are done with the project, we can remove it. We can take a note of the dependencies what were required in that particular environment. Just take a note of it and delete the environment. Why do we occupy that space? Preeta says, I use it for accessing Jupyter Notebook. Yes. So accessing Jupyter Notebook is, again, that is one feature of it. That is one Jupyter Notebook is. So what Anaconda does is for beginners, especially like us, what it does is it takes care of all the conflicting things by itself. it just give you ready to use. You just install it and it is ready to use. You need not to take care of lots of stuff. When you are heading to advanced thing, then you will be able to understand how the environment is working and how all that is working. Using Anaconda, you just need 2-3 clicks and it is done. Your new environment is created with just 2 to 3 clicks. That's it. We can take a look at this point of time. Just let's just first see how do we create environment with the like from my command prompt. Okay. If you have any question, you can put it in the chat. But let's just jump into. We are already heading towards the time. So what is the command? So there is, again, just like you write a code to sum two numbers, to delete two numbers, or to any for any operation similar to that. To create an environment, we have a line. We have something standard template which you need to use to create the environment. The same, if you have Anaconda installed, if you have Anaconda working, you can use this command in your command prompt. But if you do not have Anaconda installed, I'll request you everyone, download the Anaconda, how to install it. If you have any issue in running Anaconda, go to YouTube, watch 2-3 videos, you will be able to figure out. Okay? Nobody is going to put up the question that we are not able to install Anaconda, we are not able to run the Anaconda, because you can go on the YouTube and you can install it. It's very easy. It's just like downloading a software and installing it. If you have any difficulty, go to the YouTube and watch it, and that's it. Okay? Now, how do we create Anaconda environment from the command prompt? There is a command called conda env minus n. So it's like conda, env is the environment, minus n is the name. So that means we are telling what is coming next is the name of the environment that I want. And let's say the name of the environment we want is test. Okay? And we hit enter. Okay. Okay, we need to put the command conda create minus n. It's not conda env, it's conda create. And environment creation, yes. Actually, because internet got stuck, so environment could not be created, because for creating environment we are having some dependencies. And what again? So see, this is the error. It could not create the environment. We'll start from the beginning. We'll clear everything. So we do first. Let's see what are all the environments that are available in my. These are all the environment lists that are available, and we do not have test till now. So we are going to create a test.
Excuse
Somebody
me,
have.
Ankit. Could you please
I'll
zoom in the
request you to.
view?
Yeah. Is it better now?
A bit more. Yeah, it's fine. Yes, it's
Better.
fine.
Okay. So the command. What was the command that I mentioned? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What was the command that I mentioned to create the environment? It is going to prompt you like this. You want to create this environment at this location, and you just need to press enter. And it is already starting to create the environment. And see, the environment is already created. This is the environment that we have. Minus n, and the names may not be in bracket. Do not put bracket for the names. You can just write the name of the environment that you want to create, and to activate it. Like, how do you move from one environment to another environment? So it's like you activate a particular environment for that point of time, for that point of session. So what you do, command is already given. Conda activate test. Okay. So we write in here, we just copy paste. I'll just copy it from here and I'll just paste it. And notice right now over here it is written base, right? If I activate this environment, conda activate, and the name of the environment that I have created, I'll press enter, and this changes. Earlier it was base, now it is test. To this I know that right now I am into my test environment, right? In this environment till now I have just created the environment. I have just created the four walls of the room. Now I want these four walls to have certain things, like even Python is not there till now. So how do we install the Python? Conda install Python. And if you want to put the version, you can put, let's say, 3.10. Enter. And it is starting to install the Python in this particular environment. And yes, you need to do this for every environment that you create. You need to have environment first, and then you need to install the Python in there, and then you install all the packages that you want. Because you are creating an environment, but you need to provide Python to run all these modules or all these libraries that you are going to install in that particular environment. And by default, Python do not comes up automatically. You need to have it. There is one more way by which you can create the environment and install the Python in just one command. And the command goes as similar to the one we have used. We have used to create the environment. The command is conda create minus n is for the environment. Let's say the environment name is 2, and we take Python equal 3.10. Simple command conda create minus n test. Again, the name of the environment, and then you mention the Python and the version like this. So in this one single command, it will create the environment as well as it will install the Python in this particular environment. And you hit enter, and it will start to create the environment as well as install all the requirements. These are all the requirements that will be installed along with the Python. You will have pip. Already pip will be available for you. So these are the basic libraries that are installed with the Python. Now we have created two environment, right? Okay, let's just activate this environment also. Right, right now I am in which environment? Anybody put it in the chat. In which environment I am right now? Let's say test was the environment for my project number 1, and test 2 is the environment for my project number 2. Okay, great. We are in the test 2 environment, and because it is here, it is mentioned clearly in here that we are in environment called test 2, right? If I want to go from one environment to another, how will I go? Right now I'm in test 2, but I want to move to test for my project 1. How do I go? Simple. Conda activate test. You just name the environment conda activate, and which environment you want to activate. Just name it out. And if you do not know, you don't remember, let's say you don't remember what is the name of the environment of that particular, maybe you are forgetting on the spelling whether you have s or not. So what you do is conda env list. You'll have the list of all the environments that are available, and then you see the spelling, whatever the spelling was, and then you write conda create, sorry, not conda create, conda activate, and then the name of the environment, and enter. See, earlier we were in test 2, now we are in test 1. Now let's say I want to deactivate this environment. I don't want to go in any other environment, I just want to deactivate this environment. So just like we have conda activate, and then we hit name the test of the name of the environment. Now we do conda deactivate, and we do not give the name. Again I'm saying we do not give the name. If you give the name, see, let's try giving the name, and let's see, we will see an error, but you should be able to figure out why this error is. What is the error? It says argument error, deactivate does not accept argument. See, it very clearly mentioned that it does not accept any environment or any argument in there. So what you do, conda deactivate, and see, I have deactivated test environment, and now I am falling back to my test 2 environment. Let's also deactivate this again, and this is again this is the shortcut. If you want to run the command that you have run previously, you just press arrow key, upper side arrow, up arrow. You will, if you just keep on pressing, you will keep on going the command backwards. If you keep on pressing downwards, you will keep on with the command which are more recent one. So I just press this again. Now again I'm in test, because prior to test 2 I was in test environment. If I go again, I'll go to the base. So what it is doing, earlier we were in base, we went to test, then test 2, then again test. So it is just again following whatever the route we have taken. We are just deactivating the environment one by one, and that's the step. So how do you guys think? Is it complicated or is it easy? I guess we have only 2-3 commands to create environment, to deactivate, and and again to install any package within it. You write conda activate in any particular environment. Let's say we are in test, and you write pip install, and let's say we want to install pandas, and it will try to install this package, and once done it will tell you, okay, we are done, we have pandas. And how do you check we have whether you have this particular libraries in your environment or not? For that, okay, so see, it gave the notification that successfully installed numpy pandas. In numpy, how come numpy happened to come here? Anybody, any idea? We installed pandas, but we have numpy in here. Why? Numpy is again a different library altogether. How come it is here? Anybody, any idea? Put it in the chat. Till then, let's just check whether we have a particular pandas is built on pre-installed package with Python. No, no. So again, I told you, let's say you are building a project and you are installing a library called Pandas. Pandas has a dependency on another library called NumPy. To run the Pandas, you need to have NumPy in your system, in your environment. So automatically, if you do not have it, Pandas will install it, because to run the Pandas, it has a requirement, whether you have it or not. If you want to run the Pandas, you need to have this. So when you are going to install the pandas, pandas will check whether you have this library, the called NumPy, whether you have this installed in your environment or not. If you have it, fine, it will not install. But if it does not have, it will go ahead and it will install. Okay, makes sense? And what is pandas? Any idea? Yeah. Okay. Pandas and NumPy. Have you guys heard of it? Pandas, so I guess you have heard of. I guess NumPy also. Okay, don't worry. I'll explain. Yes, observer says yes. Nitin says yes. Okay. So pandas is, I would say, a very basic library that is required for the analysis. To go into data science, you are analyzing the data, you are handling the data, you are handling the data frame. Pandas is the library that is going to help you in handling the data frame. Whether you want to manipulate the data manipulation thing, you are going to do this with the help of pandas. All the data analysis stuff is done with the help of pandas. And similar to this, numpy is it is the short of numerical Python. It is going to help you with respect to numerical analysis, numerical anything you are going to do with respect to numerical, mean, median, mode, summary, and quantile, percentile, everything will be done with the help of numpy. So these are two libraries that are going to stay with you, and you need to be really handy with these two, because sometimes you can some interviewer may directly ask whether you have worked on pandas or not. Okay, so pandas is for data frame handling, data manipulation thing. NumPy is for numerical analysis within your data frame. And we have a library called Matplotlib. I don't know if you guys have heard of it or not, but it is in the name itself, plot. It is going to help you with the respect of plot. You want to create a bar chart, you want to create a scatter plot, you want to create a line chart, line plot, histogram, all that part. To plot a graph or to plot a series, you need to plot it on Matplotlib. And there is one more library called Seaborn. Matplotlib and Seaborn goes hand in hand. Seaborn is a little bit advanced. You can have multiple color grading, more advanced part of it. But for now, I think Pandas, NumPy, and Matplotlib. You should start practicing more of it, and it is going to help you a lot. Okay. Again, to install, you just write pip install matplotlib and press enter, and it is done. You will have this library available in your environment. How to see what all packages are available in your environment? You write this command pip list, and no need to remember all this. No need to remember. Trust me, you do not need to remember this. If you need to check what are all the available, go put it in the chat gpt or put it in the google, and you'll have the answer in the first line itself. And once you do it for like 3 4 times, you do it, you will automatically remember it. There's no rocket science, just 2 3 words you need to remember. So I gave the command pip list, and we have all the list of available packages which pandas we have installed. NumPy pandas has installed. Pillow is the default Python one of the package, and all the packages Matplotlib is in here. So all the packages that you are going to install, you will have a list of all the packages in here. And trust me, this list can be very long, very long. So you need not to keep track of it. But once you install the package, then you need to note what package you are installing, and then it will be taken care. Okay. Are you guys like that? Does this environment thing make sense to you? And trust me, it will not be handy to you in just one day. You need to practice it. I give. I have got few question to ask. Please let me know. And can I ask related to that? We have in discussion on. Okay, so maybe we are running very tight on time. So maybe we can run the notebook, and afterwards maybe we can discuss it. Let's not take everybody's time. Definitely, we can take all the questions. Okay, Sandeep? Okay, sure. Great. So let's jump to the next thing for the today. I have already exceeded the time limit that was allocated to me. Yajinder, are you there?
Yeah, Ankit.
Great. I'm sorry I took a little longer. So
No
maybe you
issue.
can take over. And guys, the session might extend for a couple of minutes. So please bear with us. And I think this was an important topic. So maybe you can put up extra time in here.
No
And
issue. We can continue tomorrow. We can go with tomorrow because today's time has been exceeded.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah, I agree.
we can have
Yeah,
that.
but the session was very engaging, so I won't mind if this session gets extended. I mean, if no one has any
No,
issues.
Yeah,
no,
but
but
time
that has to be with
limit.
everybody.
Yeah,
No, the time
yeah.
limit has to be there. Yeah. No worries. We can discuss. Don't worry. So, Yajendra, you want to take the thing for tomorrow?
Yeah, we will go with tomorrow.
Okay. Great. Then we can continue discussing on environment. You can put up your doubts. We can discuss on that. Then.
Yeah, so can I ask now, please?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, so I have already installed Python, Anaconda, everything on my system. So
Okay.
for each environment that I create, so I will have to install all those packages.
Yes. So it's like you are creating a fresh room. In that fresh room, there is no lightning. There is no even light connection. There is no bed. There is no table. There is no wall paint or anything. You have just created 4 walls. That's it. Now to use anything, let's say you are dedicating that room, particular room, for let's say your office work. For office work, what you need a table, you need a chair, you need your desktop, you need internet connection, you need wi-fi, you need let's say air conditioner, right, to be there. You need your bed, maybe you want to just relax, maybe you need for some positivity or something, you need to create that particular environment so that you can start working, you can feel productive in there, right? And everything will not go just like in one single day everything will be available. Similar to that, everything will not come into this environment automatically. You need to add one by one. As soon as the requirement comes up, you install. Let's say you are starting to work and you want to start working with the, let's say, data frames, so you need to install pandas. Okay. Now let's say you want to do some analysis, you want to plot something, then you felt like, okay, I need matplotlib. You install matplotlib, and then you start working on it. So like this, as soon as you get the requirement, you keep on installing. That's how you create that particular environment, and this one particular environment should be dedicated to one project. If you are doing multiple projects, like maybe for now you are doing smaller projects, there is no much of a issue of dependency conflict. There is no such requirement of deployment, so maybe you can do for like one environment for multiple projects for now. That can be okay, but it won't go into production. As soon as start hitting the production, you will, trust me, you will face so many challenges. I have been through that. So you would not want to go to like stuck in that. So इसलिए uh, keep it a habit of creating new environment for new project. That would be, that will make you handy to understand how environment is working and how you can get a hold of it. Okay.
Yeah. And what is that deactivate environment command for? So is it for to delete that environment or just to
No, no, no.
switch
To
to
deactivate is
any
just
other?
to, like, you are right now in, let's say, living room. From living room, you want to go to your office room. So you create conduct activate and that in room name. So that environment name, you are jumping into that room. Now you want to come out of that room. So you just write conda deactivate. In whichever environment you are, you just write conda deactivate. It will deactivate that environment for that point of time. If you want to go back to that room, you write conda activate. And to remove the environment completely, you have another command similar to conda remove and minus and then name of the environment. So that is again, trust me, if you want to understand this, start practicing it. The more you practice, the more you will get handy of this. And why I have recommended Anaconda is to start with. Anaconda takes care of conflicting things. You just need to write 2 3 commands, that's it. You need not to like take care of separate folders for dependencies and take care of that, nothing. Everything is taken care of by Anaconda. You just need to write 2 3 lines, that's it. And let me see if I can show you a demo how you can create it with respect to the Anaconda Navigator application that we have interface here. But I would want you to go through command prompt so that it get handy. It's all about you guys getting handy of it.
Ankit, another question is
Mhm.
the version of Python that I am going to install in these environments
Mhm.
should be equal to the Python version that is already installed in my system.
No, not necessarily. You can have another version also. Like maybe your environment have Python version 3.12, but you want to install
Yeah,
Python
yeah,
number
3.12 I have.
3.10. So you want to
Yeah,
install
yeah.
3.10 in your local environment, the other environment that you created. Just mention 3.10. It will download the environment and it will install for you. No
Mm-hmm.
need to worry about that. That's why I mentioned Anaconda takes care of n number of stuff for you. The headache is gone. It is very easy to, play around with environment with the help of Anaconda.
And
And
the command prompt that you talked about,
mhm.
so which command prompt we have to use? Anaconda prompt or system command prompt?
um, okay, so I guess so. I'm a like Mac user, so
Actually, I'm
we,
using Windows, so can I share my screen? Yeah.
I guess sharing would help because I have a little less idea of Windows thing, but it is, I think it is
Uh,
more or less similar. It is not
can I
much of a
share my
difference.
screen once? So would you like to have a look at it?
Um, okay, go ahead. But again, I do not have experience on working with the Windows. I am Mac user
Yeah,
for
yeah.
quite
That's
some
why I
time
also
now.
got confused.
Yeah, we need to use Anaconda
Uh-huh.
prompt. Okay, Vishal says in Windows we need to use
Oh,
Anaconda prompt.
oh, okay, then that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have any more questions?
Hello, Ankit.
Yes. Go ahead, Nitin.
So we have this virtual environment creation.
Mm-hmm.
So it take care of all the dependency conflicts and also why do we need a package manager like pip in addition?
Pip will help you. Let's say you are just you want to install a package. So Pip helps you to bridge that connection between your local system and to download it from somewhere. It is just going to manage those packages. It has nothing to do with the conflicting dependencies and all, right? It is just going to bridge that connection that you want to. Let's say you want to download something from GitHub, so you'll have the link like GitHub and something, right? So pip is just managing. If you go to the pip website, pipe is something that is official, like Pandas. All the packages are listed there. So it is going to bridge that connection between your local system and the Python, the web server. They are hosting all those environments in there. All the, like, not environment, but the modules, all the libraries that are hosted there. So this is just to manage that thing.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Ankit, I just wanted to ask something.
Yeah,
Uh,
please go ahead.
do you have access to any Windows operating system for our session? I mean, it would be a bit convenient
Yes,
for us.
I guess everybody other than me are using Windows, so that
Yeah.
shouldn't be a problem. And I really don't know whether it is that much of a difference. Maybe if you are encountering any kind of problem, try to go through the YouTube videos, and you should be able to resolve it. So if you are stuck on any point of time while learning, first of all, maybe try with ChatGPT, try with YouTube, try with Google search, and if you do not find the solution, then only reach out for to somebody for help. Either it is in your peer group or you are using that you are not able to do this. First, try it yourself, because when you try yourself, you actually learn how to debug the issue. And trust me, you are going to face issue at every point of time. You just need to learn how you can debug those problems, how you can tackle it. Either it in terms of production, either it is in terms of writing the code, right, building the logic, handling the environment, or anything. You need to learn that thing, and that is a skill. You need to learn that skill, how you are going to resolve it, right? And the problem you are facing, I'm sure, like there are a lot many people who have been there, or like at that point of time facing all those problems, and the solutions are out there. So you just need to do that research and find out that solution. Okay, so before seeking out for any help, exhaust all the option you have: YouTube, internet, and chat gpt, or any other AI, like everything. Exhaust. Thorough research should be done on that part. And if still you are not able to do, or if you are still stuck, then look out for help from somebody else. Make sense? Do we have more questions? Yes, no? At least put yes, no in the chat. No. Atharva says no. Vishal says no. Preeta says no. Okay. So from today's session, write down in the chat what is your takeaway. What did you understand from today's session, and also what is going to be your commitment toward the goal, toward the common goal that we have. Everybody, write it in the chat. Let's make it a bit inclusive. Everybody, setting up the environment. Great. And you go back and try to create a couple of environments, just for the test purpose. Just create a 1 2 environment, switch between the environments, start handling the projects in a specific environment, and you remember, okay, for this particular project you name the environment such that you remember, okay, this particular project was in this particular environment. Okay. And how confident you are with respect to handling the environment. Yep. Do you guys understand the importance of handling environment and all? Vishal says I joined program late, but will complete all assignment as soon as possible. Thanks, Vishal. If you have any doubt, please reach out to your peers. If you have any difficulty in handling the assignment, how you should approach, Try to discuss it within your peers and see if you can collectively get to a conclusion or make a approach, something on that part. Like, it's all part of community. Data science is a community. You need to help each other, learn from each other, share with each other. It is not a competition in here. All this Python is all open source. Everything is available for you just for free. There are so many contributors. So you learn and you share with others. That's the whole point of this community. And that's what we are doing, right? We are also sharing our learning with you guys.